Hi, I'm Trevor, the CEO of the same foundation. The donation we received from Interbase helped us in procuring vital, life-saving medical equipment and PPE for Tygerberg and Groote Schuur hospitals in the Western Cape. This was while the Western Cape was the epicenter of the pandemic. If you would like to get in touch or assist us in these projects, you can get hold of us on our website, which is www.samefoundation.org.za, Facebook and Instagram or LinkedIn.
Race number 4 on the card, the first leg of the Pick 6 at Hollywoodbet Scottsville on a Saturday, where we have two feature races, the Track and Ball Oaks and the Track and Ball Derby, a Grade 2 and Grade 3 event. Now race number 4 is going to be run over the 1500 meter trip, and there's no reruns in this lineup, but we do have interviews with Vaughan Marshall, Paul Lafty, Rachel Venica and Gareth Van Zyl about their runners in the opening leg of the Pick 6.
Yeah, he is drawn well. He's a big, strong horse. He is going to need the run, but he's a horse for the future, and I'm expecting him to run a nice race.
Yeah, you know, he's a horse that anyone rides, I don't think so. How's this still a maiden? But I'll be happy he places. He always seems to get in the scrum. I'm expecting a good run. He could win the race because his form is 4.32. But I wouldn't leave him out of anything, but I don't hold that much confidence because he's let me down before.
Yes, I think the step up to the 1500 trip will suit him perfectly, so hopefully he'll run a very good race.
Yeah, so he's a horse that wants to overdo it a bit in running, so he's bred to go a whole lot further than the 1200. The trip should suit him a bit better. The key is getting him to settle, but when he goes his distance and when he races properly, he could be alright, Creator.
Dees, given that it is the first leg of the Pick 6, how many horses are you including?
I think you can narrow down your selections here. You need to be bold and brave. This leg, because if you're going to include the field, well, include the field, because if you're looking for an absolute train smash, I mean, that's the only way to play it, unless you really like a horse that has a big price. But in the first leg of the Pick 6, I personally think you can narrow it down. This horse, Phantom of the Forest, just for the guys, of course, to my association with Alan Chinsami. This horse is in partnership with Marlon Nijker and Sven Nijker, they're brothers. And Joe Sommer trains. And I gave Joe a call, and he mentioned the horse has been here in KZN for 3 weeks now. He settled in nicely, but he just had a concern at Hollywoodbet Scottsville. You know, it can find horses out to go there for the first time. He hasn't been there to gallop. But on his well-being, you know, he's really happy with the way the horse has gone. And his last start, yes, it was in a work riders race, but in that race was a certain Swing Upon a Star from the Paul Peters stable that was behind him, and that came out to win very, very well first time out here in KZN. So I think this horse, Phantom of the Forest, you know, the dam got a mile. I don't see a problem with 1500 meters. And whilst I hear Joe's concerns, and he's erring on the side of caution, I think if this horse just brings 80% of his ability to the track, he'll be highly competitive in this field. And I like the fact that he's now having his third run after gelding as well. He was gelded on the 10th of December. But the race doesn't stop there. I know you like Intrepid Act. You can make a case for Dowser, who was beaten by Swing Upon a Star. So I'm just using that as a collateral form line, that the fact that, you know, Phantom of the Forest beat Swing Upon a Star in that work riders race, and this horse Dowser was so far behind, so I'm using that as a line. But you can make a case for number 8 Dowser, and even a horse like Coral Copy, who, although he's dropping in distance, he always keeps me interested. But it looks like a tricky race, Rael. And Creator, Garrett mentioned, watch him over further, and I can see why. You know, the dam, she won 6 races, but she won her races from 1800 to 2600 meters. So it looks like a tricky start to the Pick 6. You've asked me how many horses. You tell me what you like, and I'll think about it, and I think I'll then tell you how many horses I'm going to include here.
Absolutely. Just listening to you and having a look at the runners in this race, it does certainly look to be a tricky start. As you mentioned, I do like number 13, Intrepid Act. Now, he was stepped up to the 1700 last time out. Terribly disappointing when he was well fancied on the day. And he looked to be the banker on the card, but he was just beaten by Mandela Effect. And Intrepid Act, he has his second run after rest now. He drops in trip to 1500. He does have a wide draw to contend with, but his debut run in the province was a pleasing effort when beaten behind Mr. Maloney. That form line has worked out nicely. And I just think Intrepid Act, there's more to come from this individual. Having his third run in the province, back on the turf, I think that's key. He's drawn wide, but Serena Woodley will definitely get him into a nice position. I think he'll just place him wherever he's comfortable and happy. And Intrepid Act, I think he's going to run a massive race in race number 4 on the card. Touching on number 8, Dowser will obviously see how the form line does work out early on in the card in race number 2 with Blackberry Malt and Boundless Bash. And if the form line does work out, then I think Dowser is a runner that must be respected. The Dam Premier Dance was a useful sword from the Dennis Dreyer yard. Did win once over 1200, 1400 and 2000. So the 1500, no concern for Dowser. And I think he was given a soft ride on debut as well. And interestingly, it's a massive jockey booking with Richard Fury aboard, taking over from Nicholas Patel. Now Dowser beaten 6 lengths behind Swing Upon a Star. Steps up in trip now and slightly better drawn with Richard aboard. I think he's going to give a good account of himself. He's a 2-year-old taking on older horses, but there's tons of scope for improvement from Dowser. So he's going to be my second choice behind Intrepid Act. And then for that third place in, I'm going to include number 4, Death Blow. He's consistent. Keegan DeMello retains the ride, so he must be showing Keegan something that, you know, maybe that maiden victory is not too far away and he's neatly drawn in. He's likely going to go to the front and set his own pace, and Keegan could possibly steal a march on the opposition over this 1500 meter trip. And he's number 3, Professor Snape. He's a horse that will you keep a close eye on?
Yeah, he's one that I'll keep a close eye on. 475,000 rand purchase, well related, you know, Top Jet, Kiss Again, Kissing Me. The family has done well. Okay, to answer your question, I'm going to go with the rule here, and I've narrowed down my selections to 6 out of 13. Good enough for you? It's less than half the field.
Absolutely, it's good enough.
Okay, I'm going to go 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8,
Stuck there.
12 and 13. Now, I was looking at it, I said 5, 6. I looked at 6 runners. I'm going to include yours. You like dead blow. I'm hoping it's not a dead blow, so I'm going to go 4, 6, 7, 8, 12 and 13.
4, 6, 7, 8, 12 and 13 from these. I'm going to go 4, 8, 12 and 13. I'll narrow my selections down to 4 runners. I just won't include that horse number 6, Oscular, and the 7, Forgotten Time. Hopefully, Intrepid Act or Dowser can fight out the finish in the opening leg of the pick 6.
My name is Beston. I live in Cape Town. Also, I do delivery. Interbed helped me to realize my dreams. Now I have my own delivery vehicle and I'm able to do the removal in and around Cape Town.